Well, here we are, Banana Boat Pod, episode 2. Doing this on Monday, May 26th, happy Memorial Day. Just watched game 3. You could say collapse by the Knicks. I think that's fair to say, or by the Pacers, excuse me, fair to say. We've seen the Knicks snatch victory from the jaws of defeat a few times this postseason, but I think this is the first time that we saw the Pacers really snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. So it's kind of been a shift of events with last night's game. So that's kind of where we're going to start today. Is kind of give me y'all's immediate game 3 reactions off the heels of last night.
Yo, Marcus J.
All right, Darius, man.
Yeah, Michael Smith. Sorry, we didn't even. We're
Right.
still new. We're still new to this.
That's
we
okay.
told y'all last week, but I'm not a Potter.
Right. We are not pods. We are the unqualifieds. That's what we are. We are the unqualified.
Hey, if we ever run into copyright infringement for the Banana Boat, we'll just change it to the unqualified.
Unqualified. That's what we are here.
I like it. No, man, the biggest takeaway I have from this game is this was like the tale of two cats.
Yeah.
The tale of two cats.
Cat dog.
Like the all-time meltdown cat and the all-time like epitome of cat in his him being transcendent big man, so to speak. He had 2 points before the fourth quarter, and that's it's kind of funny, but that's kind of what we expect from him. He's been known as a playoff choker or someone who's come out the gate in the playoffs and has performed subpar. And then on the other end of it, he dropped 22 points in the fourth quarter. He's like the ultimate mismatch, and the only thing missing from Cat is just his will to do it. And we saw it in the fourth quarter. The other thing I don't think Cat gets enough credit for is his switchability. Like, is he the only center, or is he the only player in the NBA that will go from center to power forward in a game back and forth over and over and over, and it's just in rhythm? I don't know if we have any other player. We know Anthony Davis likes to play the center, but he either starts at center and he's kind of back and forth, but he knows the game plan, or he starts at power forward with the center there, and we kind of know the game plan. Cat switches back and forth from timeout to timeout from power forward to center. They started the game with Mitchell Robinson at center, and then they take him out and they just swap him back and forth.
Yeah.
At the drop of the hat, he's ready to switch. I don't think he gets enough credit for it. I don't think there's anybody else in the NBA that does it better.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. Go ahead,
I guess I would say my immediate reaction is, I gotta give flowers to Cat, because I feel like he showed literally Miles Turner that he can't guard him.
Yeah, that's facts.
I think he showed Miles like bro, like it's gonna be a long night for you. You can't guard me. And it's interesting because if you look at Cat and Miles Turner, they're both similar players. Cat just does it better. like I would say Cat's a better shooter. Cat can put the ball on the deck better.
Then who?
Than Miles Turner. I'll probably say they're similar players. Cat just the more talented player. He just does it better.
It's a better version.
Yeah, better version of Miles, right? I will also say immediate reaction. I guess I'm just thinking like the Pacers, and this is, I feel like maybe this has been my gripe with Tyrese on and off throughout the season. When he's aggressive, they win. When he's not, they lose, and I think that shows. Like, even though he had 20 and 7 last night, like if you look, I would probably say fourth quarter, he had maybe like 3 where he went downhill and he was at the rim and he just passed it. And it's like, bro, just get the freaking layup. Like, you just did it like 4 times, right? So I feel like it's those moments where it's just like I don't know, I just need him to lock in just more. You know what I'm saying? Just like, bro, like at this point, like you can go up 3-0. I sometimes I just kind of want him to be like, F it. Like, y'all not getting the ball. If I'm at the rim, I'm either going to the rim, getting a layup, or getting a foul. Like, it's one or the other. But I'm not. I feel like he bailed out the Knicks a couple possessions by driving and then kicking to the corner, and it's just like, bro, just get the layup. So I feel like that, and I also feel like the Pacers, in my opinion, didn't do a good job going ahead and going at Brunson and Cat. It's like these, their 2 best players got 5 fouls. Like, why are you bailing them out? I feel like at that point it's like you hunt for Brunson. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like you hunt for Brunson. He's in every play action. He's in every screen. He's in every pick and roll. And you make him guard. You know what I'm saying? Like he's 6'2", 6'1", 6'2". Like make him guard. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like even Miles will bail out Cat too, where it was just like, bro, like he cooking you. Like, man, go get a foul. I feel like Miles don't even know how to draw a foul, man. It's kind of funny. So I feel like big men are like kind of clumsy trying to draw a foul. They just look awkward.
Yeah,
But
because he's a jump shooter essentially on the Pacers nowadays. Miles
Yeah.
Turner
yeah,
can be out on the perimeter.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm just like, man, like I feel like if it, even if they just got one of them out, right? If let's say they put put Brunson in the pick and roll and then just kept attacking Brunson, Brunson's at the game at probably like the 5-6 minute mark, and now you don't have him, you don't have his scoring late in the quarter, so you ain't got to worry about him. You pretty much put the pressure on Cat. You either got to beat us or somebody else got to step up and beat us. So I figure like they build the Knicks out a little bit.
Yeah. I think my immediate reaction is more so I don't think it's really a story anymore when people blow a 20-point lead. I feel like if you
Yeah,
see a 30-point lead, a 40-point lead, that's one thing. But I mean, the way guys shoot threes nowadays and get to the line, I don't feel like it really is as much of a story as it used to be. Because a 20-point lead isn't safe anymore. It was a 13-point game at halftime. We said in our text message that I think Rick Carlisle's got to go in there and be like, we got to get this game to 20 by the 8-minute mark. And the Knicks slowly walked them down. So
yep.
I think it became really more of a testament to whose end of game execution was gonna trump the others in that game. And Darius, kind of going to your point, I feel like the biggest possession of the game was Tyrese Halliburton had the ball, had Cat on him off a switch and a pick and roll, and should have just gone by him. And Marcus, you joked like Tyrese doesn't have a bag, and
Right.
I feel like that one possession really made it where this could be a dagger for Halliburton to kind of kill some of the momentum that the Knicks had, or he swings it to Neesmith. Neesmith misses a 3-pointer. The Knicks go the other way and close the gap even more. So I kind of feel like that's kind of a testament. That's really where the game was decided, was just the last 3-4 minutes when Cat really turned into a lion, and Halliburton kind of, the rap on him is that, well, he doesn't attack as much as he should, and he kind of is too passive at times. And I feel like that was the story, was Cat turned into the version of who we need to see more. Halliburton turned into the version that we need to see less. And I feel like that was the story of the game ultimately.
Oh yeah.
And you got extendo clip refereeing the game, Scott
Oh
Foster.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Scott
You
Foster,
took
we
note of
going
that,
through
huh?
the
Took
four.
note.
Right. And I feel like with Halliburton, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna go back and watch film. I'm just like, yo, like Tibbs ain't trying to sub. Like
Yeah.
Tibbs lineup switches was probably the most I've ever seen in that.
True.
He had Miles McBride in out of necessity last night.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Landry
McBride,
Shamit got 10 minutes.
Hammond,
talk about a
Jamal Bryant.
throwback.
Like a lot of these guys are getting more clock than I've seen them get all year. So I mean, I'll credit Tibbs because I think the knock against Tibbs is he does not adjust to the game plan. He doesn't adjust how the game's going. So the fact that he kept fresh bodies out there to keep up with the Pacers, I'll take my hat off to him because I think that's what the Pacers kind of wear you down is they keep fresh legs out there to keep their
Yeah.
pace. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I think Tibbs saw that, Tibbs adjusted, and Tibbs matched that. Because I mean, you got McBride coming off the bench and give you like 8 to 10 quick points, quick bucket, and he kept pressure. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like if he shoots, it's going up. He's coming in looking to score. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
Yeah.
he kept the defense honest. You know what I'm saying? Because when McBride gets hot, he can kind of run off like 10 to 15. So the fact that he was in there, like I thought, I gave Tibbs credit with that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I feel like Halliburton. I think at those moments he needs to be. I don't think he is like as great of a passer as he is. Your passing is even better when the defense is on you. So
Yeah.
now those guys, instead of taking rush corner threes, they have time. They can set up and take a more relaxed three. But you just keep pressure at the rim. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't have any shot blockers down there. Cat ain't a shot blocker. You know what I'm saying? Mitchell Robinson, maybe I wouldn't even call him a shot blocker. He's more like in there for rebounding. But it's like, yo, get to the cup, get the layup. As you draw more attention, now you can kick out. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like,
Yeah.
best attribute could have been even more enhanced with him being just kept being aggressive the last like 4 minutes.
I feel like the other thing that I thought was I was gonna be curious that decided the game was that possession where Miles Bridges had that layup or dunk at the rim, and I believe it was a 4-point swing. I know that. I can't remember what the exact score was. I should have taken that note, but he got the ball on a fast break, came down. Turner was going to block the shot, so he almost like went to the other side of the rim and missed the layup, and then the Pacers went the other way and made a layup. I was curious to see if that was going to decide the game. It didn't come back to bite him, but a 4-point swing that late in the game can sometimes, especially against the Pacers, come back to bite you.
Yeah, I definitely would say Neesmith is probably their third. You can tell they count on him to be like the third best scorer, which I thought that role was going to go to Matherin. I can tell I'm not sure if he's just still out of rhythm, if they lost faith in him, but he's definitely has been relegated to role player. Because I just think like Nembhard has gotten better, Neesmith has gotten better, so you can kind of rely on those two. TJ McConnell comes in, gives you a quick 12 off the bench at the midi. You know what I'm saying? So I think he just, what he brings to the table, what he's good at. I'm curious to see how he fits in with them after this season.
Yeah,
I think they move off.
He's going to be one that definitely might be a movable piece. Marcus, you got any other thoughts on the game last night before we move on?
If I'm being honest, if I'm looking at the Knicks and the Knicks and the Pacers, I just don't think either one of them are championship teams.
No,
I don't. I think one of them has to make it to the finals. It's by default. But I think we're at a state in the East where there isn't really. I guess they're contenders because they're coming down to the top four. But if either one of them make it to the next, to the finals, I don't have faith. I think it'll be a blowout. I think we've seen this in history back when the Spurs and the Lakers were going back and forth winning.
Yeah.
And the best comparison I would say to this is the Nets, J Kidd's Nets. Yeah, I love J Kidd. I think he don't get enough credit. I'll put him top 4 point guards of all time. Yeah. Shout outs to Mike, cousin over there. I'd put him top 4 point guards of all time. I'm a higher on J Kidd than nearly anybody. I take him over Steve Nash, a lot of players. But if you look at J Kidd's stats throughout the playoffs, when the Nets made those back-to-back finals runs, it's dang near identical to what Tyrese Halliburton is doing. J Kidd was 19 points per game, 8 assists per game. Of course, he beats him on the defensive end. Of course, he beats him on the rebounds, 7, 8 rebounds. But Halliburton is that guy. He's at 20 points, 8 rebounds, or 8 assists a game. And those teams are fun. They're up and down and all that kind of stuff, and that's great. It'll get you through the East while Boston is down. But when you get in front of a juggernaut like the Thunder, or for the Nets, when you're playing the Spurs or the Lakers, I just don't have faith. I think that's where we're at with the East right now.
I agree. They definitely capitalize on the injuries. I mean, I still think the Celtics are the one team that the best version of them is as good as anybody in the West, but really everybody else I felt like was kind of their really second place for them was a win, because I feel like there's every other team is still kind of building towards being what an ultimate championship roster would look like. Even the Cavaliers, I feel like when they got Hunter, I feel like maybe they got a shot, but they really didn't ever take that next step after the trade deadline either.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because, I mean, if we're thinking about the state of the East, I think it's just, it's a tell as old as time. West Coast keeps getting stronger. Nobody, if you think about the markets we got New York in the East, we got Chicago in the East, we got the Pacers, we got Cavs, we got,
I mean, you think about it, since Jordan retired, the West has been stronger. Like there hasn't been overall, there may have been 1-2 years in there, but like overall, the West has been the stronger conference for most of the past 30 plus years.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I think if anything, potentially the Pacers getting to the finals can show, hey, a small market team can build a championship contender. Even if we're not necessarily there yet, we can build something to get us there. So I think that maybe that might open up players like, hey, I might go to a small market to build something. Because if you think about the Thunder is not a big market. Oklahoma City is not a big market. They just built, what I'm saying? They just got a smart front staff that built their team organically. Yeah. So I think it just goes to show, like, one, you can't beat building the team organically. You got to kind of keep the chemistry going. You got to keep your core pieces and build around them. And I mean, you just gotta have a lot of luck. You know what I'm saying? like I think a lot of stuff fell in they play. I mean, Sam Presti got what, like about 10 picks. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of stuff fell in his lap. Just him, just kind of like leveraging players like Melo, Russ, PG. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of things fell in his lap. You know what I'm saying? For him to build the Thunder team the way he are. Because I mean, I don't honestly. I with Marcus. I don't necessarily see the Pacers or whoever gets to the final. I'm thinking it's gonna be the Pacers. The Pacers winning the championship, but I don't know. I feel like I didn't see the Pacers going this far, and they surprised me. So I think they probably have. I do think that luck's gonna run out. I don't think they'll get swept. I think they'll still like one, maybe two games from the Thunder, because I feel like I've seen games with the Thunder. They don't look like the unbeatable juggernaut. You know what I'm saying? They don't look unbeatable because I feel like there was games Shea was not existent, J Dub was off, and I feel like they're still young where they still make those mistakes of not like kind of coming in lock in sometimes. You know what I mean? So that's why
Yeah.
I see them winning, but I don't see it being like decisive. I can see it going game. I can see it going 6 games.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the Thunder are still becoming who they're becoming too. The difference is with them and some early like the Spurs back in the day, or even the Heatles or Cleveland or the Warriors, those veteran teams that have done it year after year, they go into a game two or they go into a game three up 2-0 thinking we're not gonna rest and think, oh well, it'll be 2-1, we'll win game four. Those type of teams like figure out a way to try to win game three and just make it where, hey, we're killing all hope. And that's what honestly I felt like the Mavericks kind of did that to the T-Wolves last year where they were up 2-0 and they went back home and said we're not gonna give you any hope. Yeah, they gave up game four and it was a 3-1 series, but they were like determined to win game three and not make it a series. I feel like if you're the Thunder, yeah, you're still up 2-1, you're probably gonna win the series, but they should have come with a little bit more sense of urgency in that game three. But looking at who's gonna make the finals out of the East, it's gonna be the Knicks, it's gonna be the Pacers, one of the two. We look at the state of the East. We think about, man, the Celtics. We don't know what they're going to look like 2 years from now. The Bucks, same thing. The Heat, we don't know. Like a lot of these teams who have been contenders for the past 4 or 5 years, we don't know what they're going to look like. So looking ahead to next year and 2 and 3 years down the line, what do we feel like the East is going to look like? Like for example, like should Giannis stay East if he moves? Should Boston tear it down? Like what does that tear down look like? And then what do we even look like at potential landing spots for some of those guys from Boston? So start off with kind of what should Giannis do? Do you think he should stay East? Do you think he should go to Houston, to San Antonio? I mean, some people really the conspiracy theorists will really be out there if he goes to LA. But what do y'all
Yeah.
think he's going to do?
I mean, it's tough. I think he's gonna go. He's gonna want to go somewhere to win. You know what I mean? But I think right, right. But I guess what I say, he's gonna go somewhere that he wants to win. I guess when I say win, it's like, are you talking about win now, like in the next year or two? Or are you talking about like they got good foundation and you adding to it, y'all can win in the next like 2 or 3 years?
But
You know what
how much time do you think Giannis has? I mean, I think we vary on our thoughts on that. I think Giannis can still be dominant another 5, 6 years just based off who he is. But
Yeah. I
Well,
think he'll be
according to Darius, he's not dominant now. He's barely top
yeah,
five.
he did say that. He did say that.
I'm just saying he ain't playing right now, man. So yeah, look,
It's such a it's but the
I get
CBA
it.
has killed all dynasties.
Yeah,
So you can't even really you can't
I gave him top five. I gave
yeah, but like you even going to a guy going on a 2, 3 year run of titles with this new CBA, regardless of how good you are, I don't think I mean you would say Jokic has been the best player for the past 3, 4 years. They
him.
haven't gone on a run. So I don't know that you can even compare
Yeah,
the apples and saying just because somebody doesn't win 2 or 3 in a row right now that they're not one of the greatest of all time.
yeah. I mean, and like I don't argue about his skill set. I think his skill set is dominant. I do think his skill set is dominant. I still think that a good defensive plan to neutralize a huge part of that skill set is wall up. You know what I mean? So I just think like even though his skill set is really dominant going downhill, you're not gonna get in front of him. I just think still like if you have a big enough body to be, you know what I'm saying, to be down there at least at the most part slow him down, it kind of like takes a little bit out of his sails a bit. I feel like with Joker, like it's a little different. Like Joker, it's really hard to truly stop Joker. You have to pray he has a bad shooting night. You know what I mean? Because he's not going downhill. He's not that athletic, but he's going to beat you passing. He's going to beat you shooting. He's going to beat you rebounding. I feel like with Giannis, it's like, okay, I know he ain't going to beat me shooting. So I really ain't got to guard up on him. I just can't let him pick up momentum. I think his passing is underrated. I think he can pass. But for the most part, it's just lower your shoulder and go. So I think if that's the game plan, and that's what we know we got, I feel like he has to go to a team. If he's going to stay in the East, he has to go to a team almost full of jump shooters. You know what I'm saying? Because he can't occupy the same airspace that they occupy. Then you're gonna have clumsy offense. So he can't go to I don't know. I don't see him going to a Miami Heat when you got Bam down there. Him and Bam occupy the same space. You know what I'm saying? I think if anything, I think he'll be an upgrade over Porzingis, even though I know this is unlikely. I think it'd be an upgrade over Porzingis. Because here's the thing. We know Tatum wants to sidestep three. Tatum ain't going down here. Tatum wants to sidestep three. The issue I can see with that is Brown is a slasher. You know what I'm saying? So him and Brown kind of getting each
So
other.
let's go down that rabbit hole. So if Giannis goes to Boston, they're not just taking Porzingis. They're going to ask for Brown, and I see a world where Brown could say, you know what, this is my opportunity to get out and get on my own team.
I can see
What if
that.
it's Brown and Porzingis for Giannis and some piece. I don't know.
I can see that. I still believe Brown and Tatum need each other. You know what I'm saying? I think
They
they're
do, but I think
two halves of
Giannis,
the same
Giannis
coin.
going to Boston would be his.
It'll be
Tatum
clunky.
needs a 1B, but I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it has to be Brown.
Yeah. I feel like it's still tough because they're still the two best wings in the game. So I'm still not sure if I want to break them up when they still haven't hit their prime.
If we're talking about Giannis, it doesn't matter.
No.
Brown,
If we're talking
what
about
are we
Giannis,
talking about here?
Thank you.
I don't care about the two best wings.
Dylan. Like that's all it is.
I don't think that works for other reasons. I think, like you said, D, that Giannis, he probably wants to win now. And I think if we're taking a real look at what Boston's situation is, their situation is 2 seasons out. You got Tatum is going to be out all next season. Yeah. But then there's usually one extra season that you need to get your feet under you. Not everyone's Durant. Durant, he's an anomaly. Yeah. But it's going to take, I think Tatum will get back to top 5 player, but he's going to need 2 seasons. 1 season out, 1 season of getting his rhythm back. And then that 3rd season, I think we go back to seeing the Tatum of who he was. So if anything, I know Boston's not going to do this because he's the face of the franchise. It would actually be, let's swap Tatum for Giannis. And let's do Brown, Giannis, and whoever we're left over. Derek White, Giannis, Brown. Brown can still feel like he's the go-to guy because someone has to be that jump shooter in crunch time, just like Chris Middleton was for Giannis. Because of that skill set that Giannis has, you don't look for him to score in the last 2 minutes.
So I think it's fair to say Giannis needs someone who can be his Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
He needs somebody with 4th quarter. All right, cool. They backing off. They protecting the paint. Who's gonna take the last shot?
That's what Dame was supposed to be, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think Dame could be. I think Dame was just too small, man. Like, you know, I don't know. I think the offense didn't flow well with Giannis and Dame on the court at times.
Yeah,
as smooth as I thought it would be. Well, I guess I never thought it would be that because I'm like, they both need the ball. Like they both need to need the ball to do what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like if we're talking about him staying in the East, I mean, I'm just trying to think of a team.
It doesn't even have to be him staying in the East. It's more so should he stay East or does he go West?
I think if you're Giannis, you should want to stay East because it's wide open.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's a perfect team. I'm looking at Atlanta Hawks, kind of underrated. I mean, they got that boy Jalen Johnson, one of my favorite players. He's 2010 6. Yeah, Jalen Johnson. I think he would be who the trade is centered around. But if you can keep him, I feel like the automatic contender. I've
heard that one too. But if the Hawks get Giannis, they're not keeping Johnson.
I have a big faith in Zachary Risachet. I think he's turning out to be a good 3-and-D player, third, fourth guy. But the only other choice is Brooklyn Nets for them to do essentially what they did for KD and Kyrie is we're going to trade everything, but we have to bring in 2 stars. It can't just be Giannis.
Yeah. I mean, Brooklyn is kind of tough.
Yeah, it's not a win now situation. I think ultimately
none of the East options are the cleanest, I'll be honest.
Yeah. That's where I'm like, I think should he stay East? Yes, but the best options for him would be honestly San Antonio or Houston. And I think
no doubt.
They have the pieces to get it done, and they have the right fits around him to get it done. Because I feel like Thompson twin is going to be I could see a world where they keep him and get Giannis. I mean, I think the Bucks will try to do all they can to pry him out of there, but I think he's going to be that star that could play next to Giannis the next 4, 5, 6 years, and eventually kind of become what Anthony Davis, what they hoped Anthony Davis became on the Lakers, where it's Giannis's team at the beginning, the last year or two of that deal. Thompson becomes the best player on that team. Yeah. Obviously, San Antonio would be a clean fit, just because really Wemby could be a better player than Giannis in 2 years, honestly. So I think those are the 2 best landing spots. Are they going to help him win immediately? I could still see, honestly, Giannis going to either place, and they still may need one more piece, or they still may need a shift of like just some time to acclimate. But Marcus, I never thought about the Tatum piece being the piece that goes to Milwaukee. You think about it, I mean, Tatum's 27 now. 2 years from now, he comes back. That's his age 28, 29 season. So really, by the time you're getting your full realized version of Tatum again, that's his age 30 season. Right now, you're getting Giannis at 30. So you're kind of trading apples for apples in the sense of like you're getting Giannis now at 30, or you're getting Tatum at his best version again 2.5 years from now at 30. But I don't see it. He's not Larry Bird, but he's like Paul Pierce for them. I feel like he's that guy that like they're
not letting him go
to at all costs.
Yeah,
they're not letting him go at all. Nah. Which I mean, and you couldn't even argue. You couldn't even be mad at them for not letting him go. Like I think they're okay having this season being bad, just a wash, and the following season being a bit of a wash while he gets his feet on them. They're fine with that.
Yeah.
I think they're fine with that, keeping him and Brown in there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even see them getting rid of Brown, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna move off. I think they'll let Brown do his thing for the next couple seasons. All right, you're the man now. We're gonna have to trade away Porzingis, probably Drew Holiday for the payroll, because you're only making that payroll if you believe you're a favorite, not even a contender.
But you think about this though. What if Tatum comes back and we know in our minds he's not supposed to be the same Tatum that he was on May 1st of 2025?
Yeah.
And so it takes him a year to kind of acclimate and get back. So does that then make Brown think, well, I'm the 1A? And then Tatum comes back 3 years from now being who he's supposed to be. But Brown in his mind is like, dude, this is my team now. Like, I'm the captain now. Like, does that create even more of a problem than they've had prior to the championships, where it's like, whose team is it? Because I can see a world where Brown is like, dude, you haven't been the same. You weren't the same player when you came back. Like, I'm him now. So you take a back seat. Brown has that mindset. Like, I think in his mind, he thinks he's better than Tatum.
Yeah, which I think if I'm Brown, like that actually could work in their favor. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got Brown who's taking some steps.
Next year it works, maybe the year after, but what about 3 years from now when Tatum is back to possibly being who he is? If Tatum comes back being the version of who he was but better, and you got Brown thinking it's my team now.
Yeah, I think at that point, they just gonna have to sit down and just have that talk. Like, all right, like, well, what's the goal? Because if the goal is winning a chip, there's like, all right, cool, we'll prove. I think if they both on this mission, like, yo, it's my team, then we might get some real good basketball from.
It's like on the Dark Knight.
Real good basketball.
The Joker throws down that pool stick in the middle.
Yeah, like tryout.
Who's gonna come out? Who's going in the team?
Fight. You might get it, but I don't see the Celtics coming off of Brown. I just paid Brown what, $320 million or $245 million, something like that.
Almost.
I feel like that's even more of a reason to eventually come off, because with the CBA, I know it changes in 29, but that changes a lot of people's thinking.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how that pans out.
Yeah. Yeah.
What we talking about? Was it got Halliburton on the heater? I think we kind of touched on him a little bit.
Yeah.
The only other thing I was gonna say is if I'm in the East, the two. This is a side note, but the two teams that I think have to make some moves this offseason and take it seriously are the Pistons and the Magic, just because they're young teams and you think you got all this runway. But if I'm the Pistons and the Magic, I'm saying the Celtics, they're probably out. Yeah. The Cavaliers look vulnerable. And the Knicks and Pacers are high octane offenses, but I have a shot here. So those would be my only one off to the Giannis. So they're not the front runners to get them. I'm throwing all the pieces at the board.
Hey, man, now. What's your internet connection, man? You need to get them. You can get some gigs out there, man. You got
what's going on? Am I lagging?
Yeah, you
need to pay for that Google Fiber right now. You got Google Fiber. It's fighting against you right now.
I'm going from Frontier to Spectrum next week, so we should be good.
Yeah. Make sure
you got that Spirit Airline internet.
Is it my video or my voice?
We heard you. We both went out for a second.
Yeah, they both went out for a second.
Megabytes for a second. You need some gigs over there. 1 or 2 gigs, brother.
Pistons, Magic. That's what I'm going with.
So hear me out. What if Giannis went to the Pistons though?
But yeah, it would be a good one. But what is it? Ivy, some picks, Jalen Duren. Like what else? What would you give up?
I mean, like, yeah, you can give up Ivy, you can give Duren, because you're gonna get Duren on steroids and Giannis.
Yeah.
So I would get.
I agree from the Pistons standpoint, 100%. But I'm just like, I don't know what the Pistons have to give up. That
I mean, you could do Ivy, Duren, picks, maybe even Isaiah Stewart. Unless you got another big back there, because
you probably need Duren or Isaiah Stewart. But I agree to make it. I think you're shipping out Tobias for the money.
Yeah.
I think you got to give up. You might have to give up Ausar. Ausar might be the guy, and I didn't want to mention it, but
because I think
that's the only way you get it done. Because I mean, Houston and San Antonio both have more than just looking at Duren and looking at.
I was just thinking if you can get a lineup of K, Ausar, Giannis. Let's say you keep Isaiah Stewart, then who else?
I just think at that point, if you can get Giannis, you figure it out around Cade and Giannis at that point. It doesn't matter who.
Figure out what pieces fit, because
short of giving up Jesus, you get Giannis on and you figure it out.
Because I think Giannis on Pistons. If Giannis go to the Pistons, because think about what the Pistons did without Giannis. Like they lost, but you were kind of looking at them like, oh snap, they probably gonna be a threat in the next year or two. With Giannis, I think that speeds up that timeline. It opens up K's game, because I think Caden got a taste of playoff basketball. He kind of know what he need to do. Them shots that weren't falling gonna start falling in the playoffs now. You know what I mean? And then now you got Giannis, where it's pretty much K just do what he do, and then Giannis just, Giannis just go. Giannis know I got my Chris Middleton, so to speak, in K.
Yeah. I think that's a good one for sure. I like the Pistons idea. It's just a matter of who they give up.
Who they move around.
I do agree. I think the Magic need to accelerate their timeline, because you got a 2-year window here right now before Boston comes back and is probably a real threat. So I think these next 2 years, the East really is even more wide open than it's been, because I think the past 2-3 years, everybody else has kind of seen it as really we're fighting for second, because Boston is just head and shoulders above everybody else. We're now.
What if you gave up, like, let's just say Stewart, Tobias for the money, maybe Tim Hardaway Jr. Then you got Stewart, Hardaway Jr., Harris. If they got some picks, maybe Ivy. Because you'll still have K, Galen, Asar, Beasley, Schroeder, Lindy Waters. I mean,
he's scraping hard at the bottom of the barrel now.
Yeah. You see I stopped after
that. He said Lindy, Muddy Waters.
I mean, I should probably say Ron Holland,
BB King. Ron Howard's another one they could give up.
But they got a solid. Well, they got a solid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 man lineup. You know what I'm saying? Plus Giannis, so that's about a 6-7 man rotation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think you can figure out the rest. But I mean, you look at wherever it goes, it's going to be crazy. And you look at this past year, talking about all the crazy stuff that's been done between the Luka trade, that almost feels like months ago. I mean, it was months ago, but that feels like a lifetime ago now. But then you think about all the different crazy comebacks that have happened this season. You think about coaches getting fired with 4 and 5 and 6 games left. I know we talked about this before, so like we're basically bringing the group chat to life here. Like, is this the craziest NBA season ever?
Yeah, 100%.
I gotta
100%.
agree. Yeah, I think with the fact of moving Luca, you're moving a superstar who's not even hit his prime yet. I just think like, yeah, I can't think of it. I can't think of a season where it's just like, yo,
There's
like,
one sitting right there. There's one sitting right there. And yes, on the court for on the court transactions, I will 100% agree. Craziest season ever. I mean, you combine the fact with how great the playoffs have been, the fact of you had again 2 coaches getting fired at the end of the season for playoff contenders. You add in Luka got traded, but I think if you take into account everything, again, I'm gonna say it. We had Negroes playing at Disney. Like
yeah,
they created a bubble for people to play at Disney.
yeah, that was
Even
that
even
part
the
was
next year you look and it's crazy to think you can tell it's like a timestamp because you're looking at games and you're not seeing people in the crowd in 2021. But going back to 2020, they put the season on pause like
yeah,
for
that
what
was still a wild
five
season.
months and then had them playing at Disney.
Yeah,
I
what
think I agree
Rudy
on the
Gobert gave
court
half the NBA to
transactions.
COVID.
But I agree on the court and with transactions, it's the craziest season ever. But I just think the fact that you had a pandemic pause the season,
Yeah, that
you
was
had them
wild.
playing at Disney. I mean, you combine that with all the stories that came out of the bubble, and it's hard to say that there was a
So
season
you
that
had,
topped that as far as craziness.
I mean, if you think about it, you had that, Kobe died, Rudy Gobert killed half the
Yeah,
league.
yeah.
Like,
You add Kobe in for sure.
no, yeah, that was a wild.
Was Kobe's death that year?
Yeah,
Kobe's
it was
death was
2020.
January 26.
If you're talking about 2019, 2020 season, yeah. I mean, you had Steph break his wrist, be out the rest of the year.
Yep.
That's the Warriors dynasty ended with that.
Kobe died. Then literally, it was like literally 2 months later, we were in lockdown.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think I measure it on the scale of how many times that year I said, "Is this real? Is this what's going on?" I think I did that. You put Kobe in there. I did that twice with that NBA season. The Wednesday,
Yeah, but and
the
I can get with that, but the Luka trade was the
yeah,
first time since Kobe's death where I felt like this can't be real.
yeah,
But I would say since Kobe's death. You can put
agreed.
out maybe Michael Jackson's death, but I'm like that was like I will remember where I was, what I was doing the second I heard that. Same with Luka, but like even more so with Kobe dying. It was just like, dude, like there's
I can tell you exactly what I was doing when Kobe died.
Yeah, me too. I was at the rec.
What'd you say?
I was at the rec center hooping, and we all stopped. It was dead silent.
Bro, I was sitting there watching TV in my apartment in Fishers, Indiana, and I saw the ticker flash across. Like it was like Kobe died. Then I looked at my Facebook and I saw my sister-in-law said, "This can't be real."
Yeah.
I
I don't even think I was watching TV. I saw a text and then I turned the TV on. But it's like the
I
Grammys was on
turned to
the same
ESPN.
night
Yeah.
and it took that story. I mean, one, it was in LA, but that story took over the Grammys. Like nothing else really even
It
mattered.
was wild. I went in the closet and cried.
Yeah.
Like, like I legit walked in the closet, sat down on the floor, holding some Kobe shoes I had, and cried, fam. Like,
Not
I
my
couldn't
goat.
believe that
Not my
happened.
goat.
I'm like, yo, I couldn't believe. I go out and I feel like it wasn't even the fact that Kobe just died. It was the fact I had the visual of his daughter dying with him.
Yeah.
That took me out. It was wild. His
Well,
daughter, her friend, and her family died with. It was wild.
the only pushback I would give on this being the crazier season for me is that I had two of those moments as well for this year. I had two of those moments for the bubble year, like wow, the NBA is closing down, Kobe's death. But I had two of those moments this year, and both of them had to do with Dallas when they traded Luka, and when they got the first overall pick.
Oh yeah, true.
I'm running around the living room.
Yeah.
I'm running.
And again, I said
I
from a
forget that.
transaction, from an on-court standpoint, I will 100% agree with you.
Injuries too.
But you have outside forces. I guess you believe that outside forces took over the ping pong balls. You literally had a pandemic.
I guarantee it.
Stop the season. Like Lucas trade ain't stopping the season. They're like, hey, go and get up off the court. We're gonna keep the season moving.
Right.
You
They literally stopped the middle of a game. Like they let the games finish up. And they're like, dude, Vince Carter retired that season. Like they said, hey, this is the last game.
Dang.
Thought he was gonna have another 2
Like,
months. They're like, oh, go and get up at the paint, Vince. Like the season's over.
Man, yeah. I forgot.
And you had dudes only some of the teams only played 76 games because they had to come back and finish up those last 74 games. So you had them playing 8 games before the bubble. You had Devin Booker's like laying on the floor in the bubble. So I'm like, again, from an on-court transaction standpoint, I would say this season's crazier. But you take into account everything that happened that season, there's no way.
Okay, let me throw one more thing in there. Let me throw one more thing.
Go ahead.
You said Steph fractured his hand, and we remember that. But how many season-ending injuries have we seen this year from top 25 players? Tatum, Kyrie, Dame.
Yeah.
I mean, Steph wasn't season-ending, but it was playoff-ending.
Wemby.
Wemby, because he had the blood.
Oh, blood clots for Wemby. He was supposed to win Defensive Player of the Year. Them clots.
Yeah, so we had like 5 or 6 guys go down.
Yeah, I think we can all agree both of those seasons were the 2 craziest seasons in recent memory.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could die on whatever hill you want to on that one. I mean, you can't really go wrong. I'm still gonna say because of the off the court stuff you just a pandemic. I pray we never see something like that happen again. But I mean, Kat's mom passed away during that same season because of COVID. So
that's right.
I mean, there was a lot. It just was like just crazy.
Speaking of retirement, LeBron should retire this year. That would cap it off. If LeBron just sat his butt down, we'd be good.
That's a topic for another time. But I am ready for Bron I'm ready for him to untime. I'm ready for him to be done.
Trade him and retire. Trade him to the Cavs and retire.
And not even on some hating stuff. I just think it's time. I think it's time. I think in order for the league to kind of keep moving, I think it's time. Like the Stephs, the Russes, the KD. I think it's time to pass the torch at this point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But speaking of torch passing, we got Thunder and T-Wolves though.
Yeah, but we gotta we'll probably skip that one today. We'll probably come back to the end of that. At the end of that one, we'll touch base on that one on another pod. So we'll try to cap this one off with a new segment called the Banana Boat. Would you rather or Banana Boat? We'll come up with a clean name once we get a sponsor for the pod. Sponsored by.
I don't like any of these options.
Hey, we're on our way up. We're on our way up. We're to the top. So looking at this week's Banana Boat Pod theme, the 3 players currently in the NBA you would least like to be stuck on a banana boat with, and a brief explanation on each why, because we got about 6 minutes in the pod, so a brief explanation on why.
You know where I'm going with this.
Oh, I already know yours. At least
y'all ready?
Yours might be like first. LeBron, Bronny, and Savannah.
Yeah, no. LeBron, Bronny, and Bryce. He don't want any of the lineage.
Said forget the whole NBA royal family. I don't want any of them. Said Lurie, I'm kicking you off the boat.
Yeah. I mean, it goes without saying, but LeBron is number 1 on that list. I don't want him bragging about kid from Akron. I don't want to hear all that talk the whole time. I did this, blah, blah, blah. Number 2, I love his on-court game. I hate his antics and I hate his attitude. Draymond Green, hands down. He'd probably be trying to punch. If something happens, he's going to punch me off the boat. And in tandem with that, I would actually say Jordan Poole. I cannot. Actually, I would bring Draymond on to punch him off, and then I would ask Draymond to voluntarily remove himself. I can't take Jordan Poole's game. He's just throwing shots, and I feel like if we got stuck in the ocean, he would still be playing around. I can't take it, man. It's LeBron, Draymond, and Jordan Poole for me.
Okay. Do you want me to go? Or you got 3 off top.
You go.
All right. I'm gonna go Cat. First off, I don't dislike the dude. I just feel like he would be annoying to be on a banana boat with. I feel like he might come out with his New York accent. He might come out with the cat scent. You just don't know what version of Cat you're gonna get. Like he may wake up that day and decide, you know what, I'm Dominican. He may wake up one day, I'm from New York. He may wake up one day and decide, you know what, I played with Rudy for 2.5 years. I got a French accent today.
Yeah.
I don't care. So
you might not want Cat behind you on that banana boat either. You never.
Yeah. You don't know which version. He could wake up and be Sassy Cat that day. I'm not trying to be on the boat with him. He just feels more like he would just be an annoying person to be around for long periods of time. with that, one of his former teammates, Rudy Gobert, has got to be number 2 for me.
Oh, not Rudy, man.
Mike, you done took 2 of mine, Mike. You done took 2 of mine now.
I feel like you should have gone first.
Dang,
I feel like Rudy Gobert would probably be the most annoying NBA player to be on a banana boat with, just because, I don't know. He doesn't seem like a bad dude. I mean, I guess this recent story of him kicking his pregnant girlfriend out the house.
Off the banana boat.
Like, they did her like on 300 when they kicked the pit. When they kicked the dude into the pit on 300, that's what he did. So I feel like he would be the most annoying dude. And I'm gonna cheat on this one. I'm gonna go with a non-player, but you will know exactly why. And Marcus, you probably already know. I'm putting Nico.
Oh Lord.
I mean, former Nike dude. So myself working for Nike, I hope he doesn't come back and fire me. It's not even that I hate Nico. It's just more so the fact of like he traded Luka, and I feel like what are we going to talk about? Like that's where we start and end in the conversation. So
Nico would trade the boat. He said, "Get rid of this."
Yeah. He might keep Rudy because he would say defense wins championships.
Oh
Lord, Cat could go, but yeah, those would be my 3.
So I'm gonna go. You took 2 of mine, so I'm gonna go Rudy. I definitely gotta go Rudy.
I'm a Rudy defender, but I'll give it to y'all.
I'll go Rudy, man, because
you can defend his game all you want, but you can't deny that the dude just seems like an annoying person.
Yeah, I gotta go Rudy. I gotta go with Dillon Brooks.
Come on,
I gotta go Dillon Brooks.
Not Dillon.
I'm a new fan of Dillon Brooks, man, because I feel like I'm like, man, he seems like he a cool guy off the court. Actually, you know what? Nah, I ain't go. I'm gonna stall Dillon Brooks out.
Keep Dillon. Come on.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stall Dillon.
Don't stall him out. Say it with your chest, bro. Don't be
swayed.
Hey, this is your one chance to dig your heels in the sand about an opinion and die on that hill. Don't. No.
I'm gonna stall Dillon now. I'm gonna stall Dillon now, man. I'm not stalling Rudy out. Rudy got. I would be good with Rudy. I'll be good on Rudy. I'll probably have to say Rudy. I'll probably have to say Tibbs. Tibbs just don't seem like he'd be fun, man. Tibbs won't make any adjustments. The boat could be going down. We're like, yo, we got to do something different. He's like, no, where you at? Like, we got to drown, my guy. I can't count on. He
gonna
make all y'all ride the banana boat for 48 minutes too.
Right,
I'll make everybody row the whole time.
Breaks.
Bro. Yeah. Oh,
no breaks.
Whoa, pause. Jesus. Pause. Yeah, Tibbs, I can't do. I still got unresolved beef with Tibbs because I still blame him for D Rose injury. I know D Rose is on his enlightened path right now of like, what happened had to happen, but I'm still like frustrated with that. I still don't forgive Tibbs for that. And then I'm gonna say, man, I feel like it got to be like a random, man, or like some rando. I'm gonna go. Dang,
I don't get the common theme now, people.
Pick a white player.
Darius never comes prepared.
Pick a white player.
Man. It's so many. I'm just trying to think of who I like legit. Like, man, who I'm just like, man, this guy here. You said pick a white player.
Yeah. Matter of fact, the whole Bulls lineup can go.
Yo, I'm gonna put Josh.
Five white Bulls.
I'm gonna
put Josh Giddey, man. We gotta keep these schools safe.
You said Josh Giddey?
We gotta protect the next generation.
Hey, dude cut he like did a buzz cut. He did a buzz cut. He trying to change up his picture on the milk carton.
we gotta keep these kids safe.
Lord.
Hey, I was stalling Josh out. No, but I'm keeping him on that boat. But no, I'm gonna stall him out. Okay. I'll be good.
All right. Well, we got a hard out. So that is episode 2.
Oh my God! Hard out. Oh my gosh!
Hey, if you watch any media, they always say a hard out. So hey, we got
a hard out.
We're already at 10:01. We're already at 10:01. 10:01. As always, Banana Boat Pod, episode 2 in full effect. And just so you know, lights, please.
Peace.
All right.